Welcome back to Spicy Tech. I am Mark.
I'm crying.
We're gonna get Cry's first impression on v11.4.8.1, and we have some good features here. We have the one tap FSD. She realized that right off the bat, and then also we have the new video model that Tesla has implemented. So we're hoping that with the rush hour traffic, we can get some faster interactions, faster decision making, and we'll see. So hold on, folks, and we'll test it out right now. So let's go. One tap and FSD is engaged.
Yeah, it's a little bit it kind of throws me off because the sound makes two dings. But then you only did one. But yeah, I have a question about the video model. So can you explain a little bit more about what that is and what's the benefit of it?
So the video model, they say, is supposed to actually reduce latency. So it's supposed to,
Nice.
they're using whatever algorithmic wizardry to to find out,
I guess it's my job to find out, right?
take in information and be able to react a lot. Well, they said a little bit faster too as well. It's going a little bit slow here though, and that car was trying to make a left turn. There's traffic on the left too as well.
But that was just the speed limit that did that.
Not sure. It was on 40, and it was. But we were coming out from the parking lot, so that was a safe speed to come out. 21 kilometers an hour. But
Right.
as soon as we are on the road, we should be picking up some speed.
Okay.
Oh, one thing I forgot, folks, is that we will be running this on assertive mode. So we're going to put it there on assertive mode. So hopefully we have some quicker decision making, and it's not as hesitant when it comes to making our left turns and right turns. I do have a first impression video, so if you haven't checked that out, you can check that out before this one. And of course, don't forget to, if you liked it, to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see some more videos. And of course, you have the notification bell as well.
We're following really, really close here.
That's what assertive mode really does. It kind of goes really close to cars in front, but then you have a big gap now. If you have a car
It's
now,
not too terrible, but it could be just like a tiny bit better. I mean, the thing is, assertive is not aggressive, right? So we have to keep that in mind because remember, I mean, maybe in Ontario, I think they removed it, but before and probably in a lot of other places, if you're tailgating people, that's a sign of bullying and like harassment. So you can actually get in a lot of trouble for tailgating because that is like an actual, act of harassment.
yes, and this is what we refer to as having common courtesy. So, for example, if you realize this is an intersection here, you want to give a good gap between the car in front of you and a space for the intersection. So when cars are making a left turn, like what we just saw there, they have enough room to make that, and we're not blocking them from actually making that turn. But we do have streetcar rail tracks,
Officially.
so I'm not too sure if it. We'll see. We'll see if the car actually can decipher between the tracks and the road when making this left turn.
Yeah, and we don't have any kind of like guidelines on the road showing where
To keep.
we need to get.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really hard to see, even like as a person, like over there, there is like a difference, but it's so difficult to see because they're the same color. Okay, it's us.
Okay, so she recognized that pretty easily. I didn't have to press anything
Ooh,
here,
no,
but
no,
we're
no,
going
no.
up. We're going in the wrong thing. So
Yeah. The last.
so I had
of
to
the
take over
guidelines.
there really quickly. That was
Real
embarrassing.
quick.
Okay, so so far a little bit rough.
Honestly, though, I will say like, I don't think that's. I feel like a person would have done the same thing. Like I probably would have done the same thing because it's so hard to see the differentiation of where the road and the streetcar lane is. From
Right.
like that direction, it kind of just looks like a straight line like this, all in the same gray color.
Yeah, I mean, it could be confusing at first. I mean, I had time to sit down at the traffic light and analyze the roads and see, oh, okay,
Marinate.
this is actually a streetcar track. I mean, not supposed to go there, but the car was not able to identify that. And these are
Yeah.
pretty much brand new, so I was kind of hoping for a little bit better interaction with that. And as you know, folks, I mean, here in Canada, especially here, in Toronto or North York, you have construction on a regular basis. You have major construction like this too as well, and you have a lot of diversions, a lot of closed lanes, a lot of detour routes. So, let's see. Let's continue on and see.
I mean, this part of the traffic here is like probably one of the worst as of right now because it's just like a mess. It wasn't what it was before, not even close.
Exactly. So now we have pedestrians
Ooh,
crossing.
kind of stopping a little too hard here. If there
No,
was someone behind, it probably wouldn't have been good.
no, that was good. That was actually pretty good.
Okay. For me, it felt like it was stopping pretty hard.
So it's sort of pedestrians cross
Oh,
and a lot of
I
road
don't like that sound.
gravel and stuff.
We're getting really
Road
close to
debris.
this edge, though.
From here it looks fine, but
why
it's
are
getting
you
kind of
pressing the
freaked out
brakes?
because the car on the left is trying to get into our lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this person is.
Oh, we have that phantom white. Clear skies.
Oof.
Well, cloudy skies, but there's no rain. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good
she
reaction
dinged.
there.
Well,
Well, she's dinging because she wants to get into the lane.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she dinged because of that
But she
person.
needs to get into the lane quickly though because it's coming up.
It's approaching.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all right.
Yeah, that's good. A little bit hesitant though on that turn, but I kind of understand why. Okay, I think we have to get in here, right?
Yeah, so this is going to be a tricky one, folks. So let's check this out.
Let's
She needs to get behind here.
these guys.
Yep. So we're going to have to disengage there. Needed to get in lane position to make the left turn.
Okay, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Gonna have to disengage that too as well.
We're gonna watch as well. There's a lot of pedestrians and stuff over there.
Yeah, so this one tends to be tricky,
Oh, this
but
is not good.
it's fine.
Yeah, but the people are crossing, and we shouldn't be waiting here in the
The
middle.
course was clear in the front on the left, so we had enough room to turn. And then we could have just waited for the pedestrians, and the car did that. Come on.
Okay.
A little bit hesitant here, making this
I've never gone this way
always
before.
stop here. We waited more than a second, and it knew that we had
Like a clear.
right away.
Yeah.
We stopped before them, and I mean, it's always good to be safe, but
Yeah, because you never know. Like people don't stop, right?
yeah,
This is.
yeah, it's a little
kinda...
bit tricky here.
I mean, I guess they knew they had the protection of the person making that left turn, right?
And I did give it some juice because yeah, so that was probably my fault. Now she's indicating left here.
Oh, we're kind of going
A little
fast
bit
around this
quickly
corner.
on the corner here, but
We're
she's
not gonna
adjusting.
flip over, but I mean,
Adjusting speed.
don't wanna scratch that edge, right? We have never gone here before. This is different.
Always stop.
Pretty good. There's some pedestrians there. They look like they may want to cross. Okay, we're good. I thought we were going that way.
Yeah, I thought it was based on that, but that was a
Okay,
little
I was
confusing.
confused. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, I mean,
Still going a little bit quick now around the corners now. So imagine if it was an
Yeah.
icy turn or icy curve.
I almost don't want to imagine.
And then we have the wild windshield wipers going on.
Going. Okay, I thought we were going a little too wide on this turn, but it's okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was okay.
Take a
So
deep
they
breath.
got a little bit rough. Yeah, it was a little bit
Yeah, those turns need to calm down.
because like in the previous iterations and with the new versions like V11, the focus was really on high curvature roads as well, right? Like slowing down, anticipating the curve in the road, and reducing speed.
Do you think whatever they did may have accidentally overridden all of that work?
Oh, we have a blind hill right here, and there's no cars. You can go.
Taking a little bit too tight though, because you're a little bit on that line, right? If
Yeah.
somebody was there, I mean they're not right now, but
I think
So-
I think she would have
gone a little wider.
avoided them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of wide.
I think so too, but I feel like it should be driving like perfectly at all times. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, but you don't. I mean, honestly, I think once everything is self-driving, it doesn't really matter if it's robotic or not, because they're not trying to like. It's not like a Turing test kind of situation. It's like, how safe can you be?
Right.
It's a good lane change, and there's nothing really to obstruct it.
But I must say, I mean, so far, actually, any comments you want to have? You have any comments to make so far? Or you want to make that at the end of the video?
I mean,
In terms of how smooth, in terms of the left turns.
in a way, it does feel kind of robotic around the high curvature roads because it's like, okay, the speed is at 40, go 40. Like, there's no like, okay, obviously it's not thinking in ifs because it's like neural networks and stuff, but like just as an example, like as what a human would think is, okay, there's a high curvature road. Normally in a high curvature road, you kind of have to like do a gradual slow down and then speed back up like halfway through, right? So it's not really doing that. It's not really as dynamic, I guess.
Right.
It's very static. It's like, okay, 41 speed,
So far.
go 41.
Yeah, I just wanted to show here that there's no lane markings here, but you can see that the system is generating those lane markings and keeping centered in the lane.
To be honest, like it feels like it's very careful, but in a way that's not like annoying to the people behind. Because I've been a little bit on edge about people going over the line, and the car was kind of doing the same thing, except it wasn't overreacting. It was like kind of just cautious, staying a little behind, and maybe going a little bit slower than it should, but not to the point where it's like, okay, it's going 1 kilometer an hour.
Now, what is this?
That feels like an improvement, actually. And you know what? We actually, in general, I think that might be a big improvement because we're not really getting those dramatic like slowdowns and stuff.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
It's really gradual. It's really
And that's,
controlled.
I think that's where, and I mean, folks, you can leave some comments, leave some feedback. I think that's where the video model is coming into play. Reducing latency is of course a very important thing, right? If it's taking, and that comes with how quickly the system can react to certain circumstances or contexts or scenarios. So if it's getting that feed and it's getting a reduction in its latency, and if it's getting a reduction in its latency, that means it's getting an improvement in its reaction time. So I'm kind of feeling that with this overall experience so far with this update.
I have a theory as well. So like back in the past, I guess, or past updates, a lot of times you'd have that hesitation, or you have like a complete stop or a complete slowdown. I think that was overcompensating for the fact that it wasn't sure what the person was going to do yet. But now it feels like it's anticipating things, it's ready if it happens, but it's not going to like stop the flow of traffic pretty much.
Yes, I agree with that, and I to add to that too as well. I feel what they're doing now is, I mean, highway navigation it's getting there. Like in terms of perfection, it's getting to a good solid point. The only thing really is merging. In city streets, it used to be used to have a lot of issues with intersections, like the one above there at traffic lights when there's cars coming from different angles, pedestrians crossing, it would slow down and so on and so forth. But I don't feel that now. And in terms of what I feel the team is focusing on now is just being able to mimic human experience or human behavior when it comes to traffic like this, and just I think really now I can really feel it now that they're focusing on the city streets and having it more.
We might have an issue here though.
Yeah, we have to make a left turn here.
Yeah, she shouldn't have gone over this line, to be honest. Ooh.
I think this person's giving
that. Yeah.
So thank you. So I had to give it some juice there because she wasn't going to do that herself.
You also weren't because it was asking you to touch the.
Yeah, I mean
thing.
that shouldn't
that
really.
could have been.
No,
well.
I don't think that would have caused that. But I mean, that there actually was a slightly better interaction.
Most of the time. Most of the time, you just have to disengage.
Yes, because before I would have to disengage for that kind of scenario. The person behind me, they gave me space, and the car, Marsha wanted to go into that space, but she wasn't sure. So by me pressing that pedal, gave her the green light, and she went. And it didn't hesitate. It didn't.
It's just a confirmation of
Yes.
the choice. Okay.
And it did not backtrack, because before sometimes the system would actually
Yeah.
backtrack and then I disengage. So
Right.
so we're seeing improvements there too as well.
But there's one thing I don't like is I personally, this is more from like a wasting electricity standpoint, is like, okay, we're in bumper to bumper traffic. If there's a little gap, you don't need to speed up to go into that gap to then press the brakes. Like, that's very unnecessary. Just like go more gradual, kind of like how it is on the highway.
Right.
That was pretty smooth. That was probably one of the best turns
I
on
just
this one.
slightly,
You touched
slightly, like I didn't. In fact, I just gave it like a little touch, like a little
Top.
with my little big toe. You know, just tapped it slightly.
Your little toe or your
Yeah,
big toe?
I think that was mostly done by Marshall. Like, that's another
You probably
improvement
were
too as well.
about to do it, and then she was like, "No, I
Yeah.
got you."
So, folks, yeah, we are seeing some. Me personally, I'm not too sure about Cry, but you'll get her thoughts. But I'm definitely feeling an improvement in terms of the reaction time, how quick the system is responding, and this is what I wanted to see actually with the first V11 with I think it
Right.
was, yeah, with the first V11, actually with one of those. If you folks remember, you can let me know, because before the emphasis was on increasing reaction time with cars cutting in or merging or whatever the case is. Now I'm actually feeling it. Now I'm actually feeling the system responding quicker. Well, from my understanding, what I really understood was that the in terms of how the car processes video feed, they have a new model behind it that takes in the information and processes it with a lower latency. So in terms of
So they
from
use
the
like a
time it
special
sees
trick.
something to the
Yeah.
time it reacts,
Mhm.
it's faster. There's lower latency in terms of when they see it, when the system sees something, and when it reacts to something. So that's why I feel, and I could be wrong. So let me know in the comments, folks. Like, Tesla uses all this jargon with the with the software updates. But from my understanding and from what I'm experiencing, it feels like the system is reacting a lot quicker.
Okay. Yeah. So is that part of the? So did they add that to the actual end-to-end model or no?
So this is not end to end. There's nothing
Okay.
end to end here. But we will see it in V12. So I'm not too sure if they're testing
Okay.
out different video models and seeing how efficient the model is, and then implementing that. Uh, I have no clue on that, but so I would kind of squeeze myself more because we have more space
Yeah,
here.
we're kind of in the way of
Yeah.
2 lanes.
But there's no cars behind us, so I
we're
just let
okay.
it slide.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it wasn't horrible because at the same time, she's not going over the solid, right?
yeah, but we're still on that line though.
Oh,
We're
right
still
now?
on that line. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all the gap in there.
Yeah. So let me just report that. So I have to get used to this single
yeah.
pull for FSD, because I find myself often double tapping it. That's one thing I noticed too as well with this new update.
Just a muscle memory.
Yeah, just a muscle memory. I
Because
just
you've
be
been
just
doing that for
frantically
like
just
a whole
tapping it.
year.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
more, actually. A year and a half. So, yeah.
Overall, it feels like the system is moving a lot faster. I think not a lot faster, but just in a direction that I would like to see it going. So I'm seeing the improvements and I'm feeling it in the drive too as well.
Right.
In terms of starting and stopping, you don't really feel that as
That
much
like
from
never
before.
happened the whole
Exactly,
drive.
and it's making the turns a lot smoother too as well. Left turn, right turns. We still have the phantom windshield where it just comes on randomly, and
Yeah, that would be.
no lane drifting as yet so far, so it doesn't go into the far left lane. I'm not too sure why it's turning the wheel now. It should kind of remain. It's coming on the outer
Is this
edge
a
here.
mapping error or something? Maybe.
Yeah, it's going on the outer edge. It's supposed to really be more.
I think it's
left bias.
underestimating the size of this lane.
Yeah, I mean, let us know, folks. What do you think about that? I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah,
to hear.
overall, just to wrap this up. Woo, that is close.
Yeah, getting a little bit too close.
Yeah, just to wrap this up. I think what it is that it's reacting to the behavior of other cars and pedestrians much better than
For
before.
sure, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's pretty much how it we feel. I mean, that's pretty much the improvements we're seeing now. And again, folks, this is the end of our journey here. Let us know what you think, and of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and we will see you in the other videos. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.